Welcome back. The North Dakota men's basketball team didn't start Big Sky play the way they would have liked, going 0-2 on opening weekend against two of the best teams in the league. But there were some bright spots in the losses, and head coach Brian Jones feels optimistic moving forward. For more on that, here's Alex Heinert at the Betty in Grand Forks with Coach Jones.
Thanks, Kelly. Well, Brian Jones, first of all, Happy New Year.
2018. Happy New Year, yeah.
By the way, I should add, before we get into 2018 stuff, Quentin Hooker named the 2017 Sportsman of the Year by the Grand Forks Herald. Pretty cool thing for this program.
It was obviously well deserving. I feel he's beloved, obviously by us, but by this community and this campus, and he's worked hard at it. He's just a special person, impacted us in many ways, and our hope is that we can continue to find guys a lot like Quentin Hooker.
That'd be a good goal to have.
Yep.
Certainly a great guy for this program. 2017 ended with the start of Big Sky play. The schedulers didn't do you a lot of favors. Two of the best teams in the conference coming into the Betty. A couple of competitive games for stretches. A couple tough losses, though, in the end for your team.
Yeah. Obviously, Idaho's built to win this year. Older, 6 of their top 8 are seniors and fifth-year seniors at that. So both games, it's a pretty consistent theme on our part. Turnovers. The first night against Idaho in the first half, 14 in the first half. You just cannot do that against a quality opponent, home or away, and give yourself a chance to win. I thought, and then that kind of led into just being stagnant and missing a lot of open shots against their zone. And then Saturday, the same thing, crunch time, down the stretch, down 6 with the ball, and we had like 6 out of 7 possessions with the turnover. To me, that's youth. That's understanding that just there's still a lot of time left in the game. We're still working through those things and finishing. That's been a thing with our team. We've been trying to work on it, but it's just like anything, confidence. They got to see some success on it when it matters the most in the game to continue to gain that.
Yeah, the Idaho game, Brian, coming 2 weeks after your last meaningful action, that great overtime defeat at Gonzaga. Did rust kind of show up? Did you notice that you mentioned stagnation? Was that an issue at all this weekend?
It may have been a little bit. When you're coming back, it's always never pretty. Those first couple games back from Christmas. We really try to get into our guys. Those 2 practices we had, obviously. Thursday or Friday night, we were missing Dale, who was a big part of what we're doing, especially against teams who zone. He's one guy who can open the floor up for us, but he was able to play obviously on Sunday. But yeah, I think sometimes you're never as good as you need to be from the rust standpoint is what you were talking about, but I think that's everybody in college basketball, those first games after Christmas.
You mentioned Zale again missing Friday, and that was a big miss. Obviously, he's been a lot to this team, and you saw that on Sunday when he comes out and puts up 20 points and 11 rebounds, and we're hitting open shots. It seemed like his confidence, especially early in that game, seemed to boost the rest of this team in that first time.
It does. Obviously, with us this year, I believe it. We have guys who can shoot the basketball. It's just not happening right now for them in game action. So they just got to continue to put the work in. But when we do make perimeter shots like we did to start that game, everything else started to open up. The middle of the floor opened up, driving lines opened up. So that's just going to be the continuing emphasis. We got to be able to make open shots when presented. The offense is doing a great job of executing that, but you still got to be able to finish the play and make it.
Yeah, you mentioned a moment ago in that Eastern Washington game, it was a 50-47 contest. You were down by double figures at halftime, but fought your way back. What did you like during that stretch when you made this a really tight game midway through the second?
Our bench finally, I thought the weekend as a whole, the bench stepped up and gave us a big pop. That was the biggest thing I liked. They finally show what they've been doing in practice and got some confidence with that. But that's the resiliency we know. Finding a way when things aren't always going right. The teams of our years past have always had that. This team is still working their way through that. So that's what I love the most about that. So it shows it's in there and they can do it. Now it's just about being, again, the consistency thing. I keep going back to it, but it's a thing that this group has struggled with, and by putting in the work and having the confidence to do it, good things will start turning out for them.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Early on in this Big Sky season, it's a long stretch ahead. The road continues to the mountains of Montana coming up this week. Always a tough road trip to take on the Cats and the Grizz. Just talk me through, again, 2 of the better teams in the conference again in week number 2.
Montana, to me, if Idaho's the best team, they're 1B because of the way they defend. And playing in that building it's like a hornet's nest. They really defend. They're bigger, they're older. They have a lot of different weapons, and then Montana State, obviously Tyler Hall is an X factor, but they have an older team that's been together for a while. So this year, this league is probably the toughest it's ever been since we've been in it, because a lot of teams just because it's more seasoned and teams are older. You look at Idaho State, who goes into Weber and wins. That hasn't happened in a long time. That just shows you this league is going to be crazy this year. So that's why we got to stay the course. We're young. We're figuring things out. Our leaders, our older guys got to continue to lead, but our younger guys got to continue just to put the work in and believe in the process, and that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, Montana coming up on Thursday, Montana State on Saturday. Brian, safe trip out there.
All right.
Best of luck against
Thank
the Cats
you.
and the Grizz. Brian Jones. Kelly, back to you.
All right, thanks, Alex. Tip-off tonight between the Fighting Hawks and the Grizz is set for 8 p.m. Central. You can find a link to listen and watch online at undsports.com. Well, when we come back, it's our new segment, Water Cooler Talk. David Brown and Jason Andera discuss everything from NSIC hoops to the Vikings. This is Midco Sports Tonight.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.